So that's it, dudes. If you want to be respected, you've got to respect your time above all. Don't you notice that about, like, that's one thing that you might have not been able to pinpoint about people that are on another level. They really respect their time. They don't allow things to distract them too much in their normal day-to-day life, and as well in social settings. They won't let silliness or low vibe actions or behaviors affect them, at least not for too long. They brush things off. They just kind of, the way that they move is efficient and harmonious with high vibrational energy. At the end of the day, if you want to boil it down to what it really is, that's what it is. But you have to get your priorities right. You've got to understand your time is the most valuable thing that you have. So you've got to think, what's the most valuable thing that you can do at the moment with your time? You need to be thinking about that all the time. Well, that's your responsibility, to figure out what is the most important thing that you can be doing with your time at any given time. And sometimes you're not going to have the answer, because you don't have the answer to everything, but sometimes you do. And sometimes you get the feeling when you're doing things that you want them to finish quick. It's not always the case, but sometimes it's the case that there's more important things to be done, and it's like your body's telling you, like, finish what you're doing, because you've got other things that are way more important to be done. You're procrastinating on the things that are supposed to be done, and you're wasting your time doing things that, you know, you've gotten the value out of that moment, and now you need to be moving on to the next task at hand, and not waste your time in that moment anymore. And that's your body telling you. Sometimes your body will tell you. It's probably deep down inside your subconscious mind that you know that you shouldn't be spending any more time, because you've got an internal clock, and you subconsciously, your body or your brain will be telling you, like, get on with the next task. Like, enough with this task, move on to the next task. That's why it's important to listen to your heart and to listen to yourself, to get in touch with your feelings, to know when to listen, and to be able to listen to your body. You've got to trust your inner dialogue more than anything. I mean, be open to feedback, be open to criticism and everything, but also believe in yourself and believe that you know what's best for you. Because at the end of the day, that's exactly how it should be. Only you know what you're capable of, and what your potential is, and what your vision is. So it all starts there. It all starts with self-belief. But with the self-belief also comes a higher valuation of your own time. You realize that you shouldn't be wasting your time. You realize that things are pending. You've got things to do. You've got places to go. You don't need to waste your time. Silliness. It's enough of that. But a lot of you won't listen to this. A lot of you will watch the video and not even do anything about it. Just scroll on to the next one and keep scrolling and keep wasting your time. And that's how you're going to spend your life, most of it. You're just going to keep scrolling away, wasting your time. So yeah, it's all about getting your priorities straight. Because like I said, your body talks to you. You could be doing something that's productive, that you consider is productive. You could be working a job. That's productive. You're making money. You're producing something. It's better than nothing, for sure. You could be going to the gym. That's also productive for you. You're getting in shape. But then is it too much? Are you going past the ticker on the time that you're supposed to be spending training or working for other people? You know, training for yourself, but working for other people. Are you spending too much time doing that? Your body will tell you. And if you're able to listen, then you'll start to understand. Especially when you're valuing your time, that's when you start and believing in yourself and generating a positive momentum, actively seeking out their evolution and working hard. Then your body's going to tell you this. Your body's going to tell you these things. When it's time to start really focusing on you and what you're building, and not so much on helping other people build their stuff. I've helped people build stuff for years, man. I've been helping other people build their stuff for years, literally. Spent years of my life for other people, and I'm not resentful. I'm actually grateful for it. I'm grateful for all the lessons that I've learned as well. For the experiences, it's been good. It's been good experiences as well. It's been fun. You meet a lot of people that you know, unforgettable partnerships or relationships with people. It's not all give and no take or whatever, you know. I've also received a lot. I've received a lot of learning, a lot of skill acquisition, people skill acquisition, good karma, money, obviously. It's not all gonna be like slavery, but at the same time, there comes a point where you need to make the decision. Are you gonna keep working for other people, or are you gonna start putting the same effort or more effort in for yourself and for things that hopefully will bring many fruits for you and for the people that you're trying to sustain and keep good? But that's it. It's all about the priorities. It's like I said, when you go to the gym, for example, you're doing something productive, but you feel like you're in a rush, like you need to finish quickly. You got that feeling of urgency inside you. It's because there's other things to be done. You're in good enough shape. Now it's time to get to work on the business, on what you're building is more important. Or, you know, it could be other things. Spend time with your family. That's also very important. That's crucial, man, because you don't need to be an old person ruminating on the past and regretting the fact that you spent too much time working and not enough time with your loved ones. That's going to be something that you're going to be wasting time on them when you're older. And time is valuable. And you want to make the most of all the time, not just the time when you're young and strong and healthy to be able to work, also the time when you're, you know, a child. You want to make the most of all your time throughout your whole life. Nose to tail strategy, make the most of everything. So there's a time for work, but there's also a time for enjoying the family. There's a time for everything. And certain periods of your life, you're going to be working more, and some periods of your life, you're not going to be working as much. Doesn't mean you're wasting your time. But that's it. That's also one very important. You want to, if you're between 25 and 35 or 25 and 45, let's just put it at that, because if you're younger than 25 and you're already hustling hard, that is so good. There's no real age limit to it on one end or the other, you know, too young or too old. Because there's kids that start, for example, athletic endeavors, sports or something, when they're 3, and they end up being apex winners in it. And there's people that have started older, so there's no real limit here. But just as a range, just to get an idea, there's a range of, I put the range between 25 and 45. That's when you really want to just go as hard as you can for those 20 years, to then at least by the time you're 45 have something that you can kind of chill and just say, okay, this is going to give me and my family some food and a place to live, and I don't have to kill myself doing it. Because when you reach an age around that time, if you haven't got anything to show for all your lives, all the time that you've been here, that's going to be a huge regret of yours. I see a lot of people, they might even just lie to themselves and lie to other people, saying, oh, I enjoyed my life, it's all right, I'm not that miserable. But you can see it in their face that they are suffering a lot. And they've suffered a lot in their life because they haven't thought about the future. They've just enjoyed the moment. And yeah, they've had plenty of fun times, but they've stagnated. They've reached the point of stagnation early in their life, and they haven't dragged themselves or forced themselves out of it. And they've just been at the effect and not at the cause of their life. And they've let time go by, haven't done anything about it. And that's the result. Misery. And there's a lot of the cases are like that. You don't want that for yourself. You need to snap out of it. You need to snap out of it, man, as soon as possible. And that's it. There's 2 versions of you. Or we could say there's multiple versions of you that chooses different paths, okay? But let's just simplify the concept and say there's 2 versions of you. There's the one that does take action, and there's the one that doesn't take action from now until, let's say, 6 months' time. So I could go now in 6 months' time, I'm going to carry on being me and doing what I'm doing and staying consistent. Are you, though? So let's just talk about you for a minute. let's just say there's the two versions of you. One is who you are at the moment, and you're not really taking much action. You're just kind of going through life, going through the motions. And then there's the other version of you that's making the effort to live life fully, 100%, give your 100% most of your waking hours. Yeah, and you're taking action. Let's just say that's the taking action you. So there's the non-taking action you, and there's the taking action you. In 6 months' time, the non-taking action you and the taking action you are going to be two different people. I mean, it's still going to be you, but there's going to be a noticeable difference between the two. In the mentality, in the physicality, and in the spirituality, in them three senses. And you might say to yourself, yeah, I do want to improve my life. I do want to improve my situation, but not yet. I'll do it in a couple months because at the moment I'm too stressed or whatever. All right, so that's that version of you that's just kind of going through the motions, that's going to start in 6 months' time. Let's just say 6 months' time. And then there's the version of you that starts tomorrow, even though you feel like shit, you don't feel like it, and you get it done, and you just push through and you grind it out all the way through to the 6 months' time. When it comes to 6 months' time, say we meet up again, and I just want to bring you along with me to do something, the version of you that's been taking action will be able to keep up with me much easier than the version of you that has not been taking action. The version of you that's not been taking action is going to be day one, and they're going to be struggling. It's going to be impossible for you to keep up, because that's just going to be 6 months more of stagnation on top of the already however many years of your life that you've been stagnating. So it's just like another pile of shit or dust that's on top of you that you've got to shake off. And eventually it gets to a point where that stuff's too heavy to move, and you won't be able to break out of it unless there's some kind of drastic, massive, chaotic explosion or something in your life that kick-starts you into action. You don't really want to wait until that happens, do you? And that can end up digging you to the most deepest profundities of your life, and you ain't coming out of that one. You're already a little bit under the ground, let's just say, and something comes in, boom, and buries you deep into the ground. That's the end of it. Or you can shake the dust off yourself and be above the ground, and then when that thing comes, move away from it and let it destroy everything, but at least you're in a good place to deal with the chaos. But that's it's going to be so much harder for you to get the ball rolling in comparison to the person that you are today, that takes action, that in 6 months' time has already got the 6 months of momentum going. So when I come back, for example, and want to take you along with me to do something, you've got the action taking ball rolling for 6 months. It's going to be much easier for you to keep up with me, if you get what I'm saying. So that's it. There's two versions of you. There's the taking action version, and there's the non-taking action version. And when's the best time to start? It was 10 years ago, but when's the second best time to start? Now. Who do you want to be in 6 months' time? And then from them 6 months, you can then take stock and aim for the next 6 months, and do it in 6 month increments for the moment until you reach another pinnacle, and you can operate at another level. That's it. You got to learn to prioritize. Sometimes money isn't the highest priority. Sometimes it's your time, your free time, to be able to have the mental space freed up to think about the ideas that are going to actually make you money, instead of a little bit of extra money that's going to give you enough to survive, you know, for the next month or something. And yeah, of course, if you need the money to survive, then you need it, and you've got to do what you've got to do. But if you're able to reject that immediate money and have a little bit of extra time, sometimes there's more value in that. Okay, there's more value in the rest and the peace sometimes than the just staying busy, keeping the hamster wheel going and distracting yourself from the fact that you're not actually achieving anything. It's better sometimes to not be so busy and realize that you're wasting your time and that you need to do something about it. And there's a book that I want everyone that listens to my content should read the book at least once. It's called The Kybalion. The funny thing is, I know 99% of you won't read it. 99% of you. Why? Because I've already recommended it to loads of people and no one ever reads it. Only like 1% of the people that I've recommended it to have read it. And it's such an amazing book. It's a life-changing book. It's such a good book about how the universe works and how our minds function inside the universe, and that the universe is all part of the mind. And it really makes sense, doesn't it? Because we have been created inside the universe. So why wouldn't our minds be connected to the universe? It's just an unbelievable book, really. And it talks about hermetic principles and 7 laws of the universe and reality. The laws of karma, of duality, of gender, rhythm, vibration, how everything vibrates, higher or lower levels. It's an unbelievable book. But I know that you're not going to read it, which is ridiculous, isn't it? Because with that book, you get a lot of answers, a lot of unbelievable wisdom is in that book, an unbelievable value that can then be implemented into your life immediately as soon as you read the book. But that's it. Most of you won't read it because I just know that you're stagnators. You're not going to move out of the stagnation period in your life. You're never going to reach that stagnation escape velocity, and that's on you. Don't think it's on anyone else. But yeah, hopefully I can, with this video, push one person to out of stagnation point. If that is achieved with this video, then it's worth making. But yeah, it all starts with valuing your time and prioritizing what you spend your time on. Sometimes you could think that you're doing something productive by even having a good time, you know, enjoying yourself with certain company or whatever, having a nice time, and you thinking you're being productive, or going to the gym, working, you think that you're being productive, when the true productive thing would be not doing that and doing the amazingly productive thing, which would be taking a step towards the dream that you have inside of yourself, or having a sit down with yourself and figuring out what it is exactly that you want to do, and then finding that thing eventually, because it takes hours sometimes, depending on who you are and how lucky you are or whatever. Just everyone's different, but sometimes you literally need to spend hours figuring out what it is that you want to do. And there's much more value in that if you actually end up figuring it out after all the hours of head torment, than just distracting yourself with more work or more gym or more social life. So you might think you're being productive by practicing a bit more socially or whatever it is, when really the productivity, the great use of your time would be to stop and think about what you're going to do, or work towards the goal, take action towards the goal that you want to achieve with your life. So figure it out. Figure out what the actual priorities are. And sometimes the priority is spend time with the family. Spend time with your true important loved ones, the people that actually mean a lot to you. Because you will regret that if you don't spend time with them. And then them guilt thoughts will not allow you to either, 1, enjoy your future, and 2, it will reduce your productivity in the future, because a lot of the times you'll be feeling guilty about yourself, not allow yourself to enjoy the moment, and it take you out of the moment. You'll be ruminating on the past. So make the most of the now, because you never know as well how long it's going to be that you're going to have that loved one next to you, or how long you're going to be here. So you've got to enjoy, make the most of every moment. And a lot of the huge valuable part of life is spending time with loved ones. But obviously when you get that dose of spending time with the loved one, then you want to get onto the productivity. But that's it. When you're doing one thing, you want to focus 100% on that one thing, and then when you do another thing, you want to focus 100% on that other thing, instead of 50-50 in it all, and then feeling guilty when you're doing one thing and feeling guilty when you're doing the other thing because you're not doing that. So for example, spending time with the family but feeling guilty that you're not producing, but then when you're producing, feeling guilty that you're not spending time with the family. No, when you're with the family, when you're producing, and when you're resting, not doom scrolling. That's when you're respecting your time, and that's when you're actually going to be operating at another level than most people that are just in stagnation mode. They're never going to break out of stagnation mode. Most of you people that are watching the video are not going to break out of stagnation mode. Most people that I know that I've grown up with is stagnated to the max. They've reached a point in their life and that's it, you know. They're stuck at 16 years old or 18 years old. Yeah, they've grown, you know, grown beards and stuff, but they're still mentally the same. You got to push yourself outside your comfort zone constantly. And fuck the ego. who you think you are and who you think your self-image is projected out to other people. It doesn't matter. It's not a reality either, and it doesn't matter. It's another thing that you would find a lot of value in overcoming, realizing. But you overcome it. I don't think you need any kind of external substances to overcome your ego. I think you can do it just by going out and putting yourself outside of your comfort zone again and again and again, and making it, and be willing to look like a fool and get rejected thousands of times. That's when you get over your ego. I believe that's how you truly get over your ego. And when you don't dress to impress people, if you want to dress to impress, but do it for yourself more than anything, just because you want to feel good in how you feel, just because you've earned your position as a high achiever and a high quality human. Not to look like and then not be. It's like, I can't remember if it was Hamlet. I can't remember. It's to be or not to be. That is the question. And that is true. It's a nice one. That it's like, are you, or are you just someone that looks like they are? Are you really that thing? Are you the real deal, or are you just someone that looks like the real deal? You want to be the real deal and not look like the real deal. That's more important.